Alright guys, we're here at Arms of America today to talk about Romanian AKs, and I'm probably going to say the D word, which I don't want to say, and you'll find out what that is in a little bit. So we'll start by talking about the iconic Romanian AKM Model 63, which everyone's familiar with. It has this cool vertical grip, which is what everyone refers to as the dong handguard. Laminate wood, Bakelite pistol grip. This is one we built here in-house at Arms of America. Beautiful blued finish we did in-house. Everything's all matching on this one. This is a really nice build we did. And then I'll go over here to our Rifle Dynamics build. We partnered with Rifle Dynamics and sent them a limited run of kits. And we asked them to leave the finish original Battlefield. And we just asked them to do the build, test fire, and leave everything else the same. These were built on really high quality FB Radom hammer forged chrome line barrels. So all these Rifle Dynamics series ones have a FB Radom hammer forged chrome line barrel. They also have a Rifle Dynamics logo underneath them as well, which is really cool. Rifle Dynamics installed the side rail for the scope mount for us, and did a really good job on the builds. The rivets are beautiful. Definitely did great work on it. Now let me talk a little bit about the history of the Romanian Model 63, because there were some changes over periods of time with them. So the original one is a 1963 year. This kit's actually a 64, but it's still exactly the same as 63. They used a hardwood handguard like this as opposed to this vertical grip, as opposed to this laminate palm swivel they used in 65. It was a hardwood. They also used a wooden pistol grip right here. This one has some real cool trench yard. It says Veronica and Max Angelica or something else on the other side. But they used a wooden grip, and then they switched over to a Bakelite grip eventually later in the 60s. They used a hardwood buttstock. This one has a lot of cool trench art on it. It has names and stuff and symbols carved on it. And then they switched over to this laminate stock around 65. So there's some noticeable changes over the period of time. 65, they went to that Russian style palm swell over there, which is kind of cool. And then 68, they went to this vertical grip. This vertical grip was actually meant for a training aid for the conscript troops. It was able to help with the muzzle rise on full auto. That's what the original purpose of it was. And in 68, they said, hey, let's outfit all the rifles with this vertical grip on it. And soldiers really liked it. It was a lot easier to shoot control with full auto fire with the vertical grip on it. Kept people from grabbing the magazines when they were firing it. It was a pretty cool feature. And when people in the U.S. started getting these, in the early 2000s or whatever, they were all like, oh, what's wrong with this thing? Why does it have this stupid grip? They would cut the grips off. They would give them away, throw these away. You couldn't even give these things away 20 some years ago, pretty much. Nobody wanted them. Now they're highly in demand. Everybody wants them. They're hard to find. They're very expensive. We can never find them overseas. We have to take them off our parts kits in order to come up with any to sell, because they're so hard to source right now. But these are now real popular. Everybody likes to put them on their Romanian Wassa rifles. So, how things have changed over the years. What was once junk is now a treasure. So, yeah, these Model 63s are cool. We let you go on our website, pick the year, 63, 64, if you want the original style. We also have a listing for the mid-60s with the palm swell if it's in stock. And then we have the iconic version available as well that we sell. We usually have a category 2 where you can pay a little extra and have a nicer condition one versus the Battlefield. Me personally, I like the character of the Battlefield. I like the trench art, the different carvings you'll see on the Battlefield one. So I'm all about that. But check out our remaining kits at armsofamerica.com. And if you have any questions, send us an email to sales@armsofamerica.com. Thank you. Bye.